Hello, YouTubers. This is me and Stanislav again. We are here to continue to work on the timeline feature in a decentralized open source social media platform called TowerFO. And Stanislav, since last time you and I worked together, you went ahead and kind of added a lot of, improvements and enhancements. How are you doing, by the way? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Hope everybody is also great. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, yeah, it's good to see you again, brother. Let's go ahead and let you talk to people a little bit about the stuff that you have done. I saw that you did a lot of good stuff over there, and let's see if we can make this
Yeah,
work.
so basically what we did last time, like in the part two of the video we got so far, is to make this timeline component, right? So it will
Did you
still look
centralize it? Go ahead, go ahead, go
it
ahead.
still looked the same, but we had the challenge to centralize it, and then I was
Nice. Look at that.
like kind of searching through how we can accomplish it and how we can utilize this backend, let's say like partial CSS, and
CSS.
not to put everything into our components, right? Because we
Right,
want to separate the languages, the markups.
right.
And what I basically found it out from like a Syncfusion article,
Mm,
and where is this link? You can
hmm
then people can read through. It states basically that you have to put this deep annotation into that CSS in order
Right.
to make the Blazor aware that this is like a part of style CSS to render. And then basically it's
Ah,
your, because like before we had only like this,
uh-huh.
and it kind of did not catch up that
Couldn't
this is
catch
like
it.
a e card, didn't catch it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
now with that it's possible to like drill down to every component that it's named e card.
Mm-hmm.
And what you then, which is not so pretty, also have to do is to put like everything you have into like an empty div tag in order to
Ah,
make it work.
interesting.
But yeah, as they wrote, they said they're working on it, and maybe in the future it will be possible just to create the backend component and yeah, work with that.
Gotcha.
But with this solution, you can at least separate those markdowns, right?
Yep, that would work. That would work. Run the solution again. Let's just take another quick look and let me see if I can, pick your brain on something here. So okay, so this is one beefy content in there where it has the name and it has the date. Okay, and it has the
The content.
content.
And what we were like still missing is to catch, I think, the exception when it's not getting the service. So this is the point we wanted to still do.
Right, but
So
before that, there's something else I want us to do, which is the loading of the timeline, right? So for
mhm.
instance, let me show you an example. Let's go straight into the uninitialized async real quick. And then no, for the timeline itself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So inside this guy, type task dot sleep and just throw in there 3 seconds or something. Await task sleep 3 seconds. Oh, delay. Sleep is on the thread. Delay is on the
Mm.
task. That's right. And then
So
put
like
there
three
three,
seconds, right?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
3,000. Yeah, perfect. Let's go. Wait for it.
Mm.
So you see that little blank screen? We need to
Yeah.
find a nice fancy, loading, content
Hmm.
that basically tells us to wait. Since we don't have a logo for Taroff yet, I didn't come up with a logo for it yet. Just put in there a label that says loading.
So
You need a new match, just like this match guy, that's condition guy. Instead of content, you're gonna need to say something else like Yeah, go for it.
So it would be condition evaluation in case that the state
State is.
what
Why is it fighting you?
state
uh,
is and timeline component state loading,
that's right.
and then
Just label that says, oh, match first, match, and then you're gonna do label, please wait or something. Mm-hmm. Right. So let's run this guy and see. There it is.
there it appears.
Right. So how do we test that? How do we prove that this is a thing?
So it would have to be something similar that we use for rendering, right? But before, let's say.
Yeah,
Let
something.
me check what we have.
Yeah.
So we would have to verify that we have something like a label base, I guess.
And so, but you don't have to find components or any of that stuff. Let me take a
Mm-hmm.
jab at it, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
so let's go here. You can reset your branch. You can reset the changes that you made because we have to write a test first before this thing works, right?
So like
So
this one. But the CSS stuff I can
yeah, keep the
still.
CSS stuff. Yeah. Okay. So this, all of that stuff is pushed, right?
Yeah, should be
And
now.
yes, it is. Okay, perfect. So I'll take that screen. Here's a screen. And then let's do this, my friend. What we want to do here is that we want to verify that when the system is loading, that we're showing the loading screen, right? So that means if I try to render the instance, right, I need to make sure that the state is that, but not just that the state is loading, is that this label that shows loading is there, right? So that piece is also important. So let's see. Let me open up. Let me pull the latest here. Oh, this is the remove. What was your branch again, Stanislav? It's the
It's
timeline, right?
components timelines.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Components.
component timeline.
Yep, there you go.
Right. And then you can check if you have some incomings or whatever due to the
This guy right here. Yep.
CSS change.
Yep. Here we go. And then here's the history, viewing, coming, outgoing. Add CSS file, isolation. That's you, right?
Right.
Okay. So that's that guy. Let's go ahead in here and let's write a test. So that this test now is gonna just tell us that this other label, so I need to go in here into the components, timelines, into the C# area in here. And this very same label here, we want it to be visible with a different value, right? So that exact same label here, we're gonna reuse, but we're gonna give it a different value, completely different value. Okay, so I'm gonna write a test in here and say, okay, when this guy is rendered, see this guy here didn't really render anything yet. Not just yet, right? It just went in there and said, these are the existing um, uh, state of things before I even render the component or do anything with it. But we need a new one in here that says public void should display loading, on render, right? So this guy here is going to display loading before render, sorry, before rendering data or rendering posts. So this is what I want. I want this to be string expected loading text equal loading dot 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 like this. That's this guy. And then watch this crazy. I'm gonna make the system actually slow down. I'm gonna slow down the system and evaluate the system before it even. So the idea here is that we want to catch a moment in time right before the data loads, right? And
Mm-hmm.
right after right after the rendering happens. Are you with me? So I want to be able to go and say,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I want to be able to go and say that, my system is in a state in between, and this is like a really tricky piece because how do you tell the system, to wait a little bit, right? So let me show
Mm-hmm.
you. So in here, we're basically calling this guy, this mock service that says retrieve, setup, right? And this is your service here. Retrieve all post views async, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
given, right? Now watch this. I can make it return anything. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go here and say list post view some post views because I really don't care about them. Create random post views. This is just for the purpose of the setting up the mock. Now watch this. This is not a very common knowledge, but here we are. Watch this. Delay. I can introduce delay in here, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
can go and say from time span, and let me give that guy, I don't know, from milliseconds, give it like 500 milliseconds.
You
That's
did
half a
from
sec.
seconds. Half
Oh, millisecond, sorry. From
so
millisecond.
half a second then. Mm-hmm.
Half a second, right? I think that's the smallest. When I was doing that in the student view, that's the smallest. I can also add in here the value. So check this out. Value like this. And I can go here and say the value is what, Stanislav? That's the sum
Some
post
view
view.
posts.
Yeah.
Some posts. Mm.
So what is this gonna do when we actually execute the call? This guy is gonna go and say, "Whoa, wait a little bit." So here's my rendered component equal render component like this, and then I'm gonna put in here, what's my component called? Timeline component. Okay, now we get to go and say, I want to be able to visualize the stack. So this dot render timeline component dot instance dot state should be, right? And I need my expected state in here, my friend. So
So like the loading state, right? Mm.
yes, yeah. So timeline component state expected, that's right, expected timeline, timeline, expected state equal timeline component state dot loading. Okay. This is different from this guy, in a way that this guy is validating everything is actually empty, but this one here is saying, no, actually, when we start loading, go ahead and verify. So this is should be, and this here is the expected state, like this. Okay, so that's one, right? The second one that I care about is that render timeline component instance dot label dot value should be the expected loading text, right? And then the last thing in here, we want to go and say this dot post view mock verify that this service has actually been called just once. And then I want to verify that there are no other calls. There will be another one that I want to show in a second, but I'll come back to this one. So this is verify no other calls. I want to make sure that your actual timeline component is not visible. Your actual components is not visible. So I'm going to verify by using this guy here that all these card bases are coming back as null, as empty. There's nothing in there. Okay, but I'll come back to this one in a
Mm-hmm.
second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just give you this failing test first. This guy's going to fail and crash and burn. And then you're going to add your logic and it's going to be great. Let's see. This is where the unit test is like stopped. We're stopping in like like a little gap in time, you know? So this guy's blowing up. Why? Because this instance label in here is not present. It's not attached to anything yet, right? Here you go. Have fun.
Mm.
Here, go for it. Fail. Here you go, my friend. Now this is you.
Yeah, there it is. So does this actually delay the execution of the
Yeah,
test also, this delay? Mm.
yeah, for real. Yeah, it's rendering. It's running the actual system. It's I don't know what does Eagle calls it, shallow rendering or something like that. But it's actually rendering, but it's in phantom mode. Like you're not really seeing a browser or anything.
Mhm. Okay, so we got to put a loading
So first
label.
of all, the that exact same logic that you wrote originally, just do Control Z. Oh, it went away. Or is it
I've,
control? Go ahead, go ahead.
let's go there.
Fine, let's do it. Maybe you can help me simplify the conditions in this library. We'll talk about that later.
So we want to be
Mm-hmm.
loading, then
Match.
match, and then label base with the value that says loading.
Mm-hmm. Now you
And
need to
let's
attach
see.
the reference, right? Don't forget the ref, because that's how we validate, right? So at ref
Right, ref.
equals, and then label. Just type label in there. Yep. Yeah, technically that should work. Let's see. I don't know.
Okay, let's see.
We'll see. Ah. Oh, look at that. Now should render post is angry. Not the should display loading. Why should
Hmm.
render post is angry? Go in there. It says component content exists to be true, but found false. Why is it doing that? Is it because you um, click on that? So that's another test that's failing. That's not that test that's failing.
Yeah, this is the one we
This
did
one
now,
is
right?
passing. This one figured it out. Now let's see why this other guy is angry. It shouldn't. Is it because we introduced a condition and we didn't refresh the state? Go into your uninitialize async and just type in content has changed. Under content, just type content state has changed. hmm Run again the test, just out of curiosity. Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Component content exists. Send the code back to me. Let's take a look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this one is passed. You made it pass. It's great. See, this one is crazy because you're stopping time intentionally. Mock is a very powerful library. Very, very powerful. Okay, it's my turn. It's all pushed. Yep, my turn. Okay, so let's see here. So let me go back here and run the synchronization. So the last time I ran this, everything ran except for this one library, right? For this one test. Now
Test.
if now if I run everything again, what's gonna happen? There's another test that's failing, but not the one. Okay, let's see here. Maybe I can make this guy pass. So this guy is saying, it's saying that this area here, this statement here, is saying this guy expected it to exist. Component content exists should be true, right? So that basically means something else is blocking it from loading, right? And we only
Mm-hmm.
added this one condition, so it might have interfered with that. So let's see here. So if I say, what happened if I say invoke async? like this. Wasn't it called invoke async? Hold on. Yeah, invoke it. Oh yeah, okay, fine. Takes in like a function or something like that. Yeah, there it is. And then await, I think. So somehow we want to tell the test that the state has changed because it's still stuck on the other one. Let's see. Component exists to be true but found false. It's probably something really, really simple, but we're missing it. Condition, component has changed. Hey, out of curiosity, oh no, you actually did test it and it worked, right? Because when you ran the end to end, it did render and then it displayed the post. So you're
Mm-hmm.
good there, right? And if I hide this piece, does this test pass? Look, even without it.
Mm-hmm.
So, what really? Let me comment this one as well.
So it's somehow the test itself that the.
The test itself is mad at us. Is it the delay that I introduced in the test that made it angry? Let's see. This is me saying expected test, but the thing is, none of that should none of that should matter because we refresh every run. Like every time the test runs, we actually do a refresh,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that shouldn't matter, I don't think. Um, let's see. That shouldn't matter at all. Loading tests, retrieve all, delay, introduced this, and then this guy's freaking out. So what if I skip this test, if I do skip, just type crazy tests, and let's see, and let's see if that runs. No, something happened.
Okay.
Yeah, that's different. So it's not our code, that I don't think. But it did run though. I did run it before anything, right?
Mm.
Let's
Then
see.
maybe I'm
Do you have to run
curious.
every the cur- Okay. Let me run everything out of curiosity here. So now I should have two failing tests if that's the case. That's right. So one for the loading and one for the Stanislaw, do you know how to reset hard to a particular commit? But don't commit
Mm.
your reset hard. I'll do that. Hold on. Hold on a second. I'll do
Mm-hmm.
that. Let's see.
Do you think it can be due to this backend CSS? But I thought I executed the tests and they were still
No,
all
no, you did
fine.
run. Yeah, that's the thing. You did run the tests. So let me do a quick thing. Let me reverse actually everything because we must have changed one tiny thing. So let's see. Get log one, right? Get log dash two. Wait, until the last commit that you made, everything was fine, right? So get log one. Okay, so let me get reset hard and let me take your commit and just reverse it. Okay, so I reversed. No, not that one. Hold on. Get log dash two. I want to reverse to this fail one because this fail one was having the other one passing too, right? So get
Right.
reset hard. Okay, so now we're here. Now if I run this crazy guy, does it work? No, what happened? That's so weird. What is
Okay.
that? Dude, what happened here? Okay, let me rebuild everything. I don't know. There's a demon in the machine. Let's see what happened. Let's see. Let me run this thing. Before I gave you that test, it was running, right? Did we break
Right.
Blazor? Is that what happened? Okay, let's see. Now everything is just failing. What on earth? Okay, do I re I'll reverse even before that, but don't change anything on your side because I need to pull back that stuff. So let's see, get log dash one, get reset hard, and take away this one too. So that's the fail one. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now everything has reversed. Everything has reversed, so I shouldn't see the loading thing anymore. Actually, no, I need the, I keep missing out. Okay, get log dash two, get reset hard, apply CSS isolation. It's not your CSS isolation, is it?
I hope not, but we had it like before running, right?
We just ran the darn thing. What happened?
Okay.
I'm gonna close Visual Studio and open it back up again. I don't believe it. Something is wrong. Let's see. When in doubt, turn it on and off again. Off and on again.
And if this not help, restart the system, right?
Yeah, that's right. You know, I'm not even joking with you. The other day, I was telling Brian was trying to install something happened in Visual Studio and it's just not working. And I said to him, how about you just uninstall Windows and reinstall it. And he took it seriously and he went and actually did it. And it actually worked. I don't know I don't know what to tell you. Okay, what do we have here? So I literally just restarted Visual Studio and then let me run this whole thing. Let's see if that does anything. Man, that flickering in the screen that it's still failing. What happened? Did this
Okay,
thing
and
ever pass? It makes you
yeah, like
question.
in the part two of our videos for sure. Yeah, you can now revert like the also the CSS stuff and then check, but I'm pretty sure it was fine.
I really hope it's not because I ran this thing just a second ago. Okay, fine. So get log dash two, get reset hard, and then pick up the CSS. I don't know why would the CSS stuff do that, but let's see. Let me rebuild this. And then let's run the system. I don't think it's the CSS stuff.
And there were only like one failed test, right? And it was like the one that you wrote like
Yeah,
two
let me
minutes ago. So,
Yeah, so this guy, and we didn't upgrade any libraries or anything, right? So this
mm-mm.
host components, and then component exists, and we went and said the component needs to have that date time and contains. So what does a component contain? Since it's going crazy, let's play crazy with it and let's see what it really wants. I'm gonna debug it and see what is blocking it. Okay, so here's a component, right? And the component, we said the component content. So here's a component. Here it is. And then we're looking at the markup of that component. And the markup of the component, oh, let me tell you why. Because when we're running it, it's popping up that license error, right? But still, that's not an excuse because it has the P. What were you looking for? You want open close P. Yeah, see, it's not just a it's not just the paragraph that's showing up in here, right? It's a little bit more than that. Do you see that little content in here that's being added in here? That's some
Mm-hmm.
crazy for you. And also, what else we're looking for? We're looking for the content inside that guy. That's right. And then we're looking for the action. Okay, let me do it this way. I don't know what Sync Fusion is doing really, but let's just check the content itself, since that's really what we care about. And if you run this, I bet you that guy is gonna pass. There. So there's
Okay,
something that was
but
injected in the HTML And we could look that up later, but let me go and actually revert all the craziness that I did. So, oh my God, what did I do here? Incoming should display, yeah, pull that stuff. I don't know why or how, but cannot because there's uncommitted changes. Okay, so let me revert my uncommitted changes. And then let's do a pull. So all these resets that I did, I'm gonna just throw them away. So I'm pulling back your stuff right in here. And
Mm.
now I think I can run the world since you have the passing stuff. I'll just take this one out in here. I don't think I need that either. I was gonna change the way we're validating this anyway, so don't feel too bad about it. Because, we're not supposed to actually look into the markup anyway. I need to look into an actual object and examine that object. So that's another story. We could do that probably next time, but let's just see if we have a passing
Mm.
test here. There you go. We have a passing test. Yay! Yay, oh my
Okay.
God.
Mm.
So I'll just go here and say, and take this test name in here and just say pass. Like in here, and just say pass. Okay, now take all that code and let's examine it one more time. Let's go up in your side and let's run it end to end and let's see if it actually displays the loading for the timeline. And then I'm gonna give you a really nice loading image that we can attach in there that says it's actually loading.
Okay, let's see if we.
That's weird. That's really
Yeah, why
weird.
it stopped working like middle
Yeah.
of nowhere, let's say, right?
It, this is why I'm trying to mock the third-party library, so I don't have to get unexpected craziness like that. Did it actually load? Do it again? Run again? Well, your API is super fast, so it's not gonna. And this virtualized thing that Brian is putting in makes it really, really fast. You're gonna have to introduce a delay of some kind. Yeah.
Oh, I need to get my old laptop and then we can check.
That's right. Oh yeah, you have the new computer and stuff. That's right. So hey, one more thing. Do we even need state has changed? I don't think we do. Do we? Like if you run, well, you won't be able to run your test, with that delay. But excuse me. Mm,
Yeah.
wait for it.
Mm.
Yay! Look at that. Look at that. C sharp. We're writing UI. It's crazy. Now here's the thing. Go to Sync Fusion and find a spinner. This is just to wrap up the video. If you go to Sync Fusion website,
Fusion Blazor spinner.
spinner. Mm-hmm. And scroll. Actually, you could have used the demo, but this one works too. So it's just the setup. We already know all that stuff. They start from scratch with each and every one of them. But
Mm-hmm.
then there's this spinner, and
Oh, SF spinner.
SF spinner, right? Let's throw that in there just for funsies.
Do we want to create like a base or just like
Yeah, that's
this?
that's that's it. That's the wrap, but you're gonna do the base. This is just me trying to display it, to just show it to
Okay.
you.
SF
Spinner.
spinner.
Yep.
There it is.
And then just type visible equal true.
True.
You have to, yeah, there you go. And then just close it. Let's see if that works. I don't know how big, what's its default width exactly, but
Mhm.
wow, 10 seconds. You want to sit around. Okay, makes
Let's see
sense.
how it looks.
How it looks. So we get to talk about it while it's spinning.
Because I also have to like click away the yeah.
Look at that.
It's actually in the middle. That's
Yeah.
nice.
What do you think? It's pretty badass, isn't it?
Mm.
And then, oh, look
There
at
it is.
that! So anyway,
Nice.
create a base component because this guy is not done yet. We still have to handle the errors, right? And we have to be
Uh-huh.
pretty cute about the errors. You know, do you see some of those exception pages? Like when GitHub went down and said, uh-oh, something went wrong. Sorry, something like that. We're gonna have to handle that. But this is the loading part. And that part, my friend, you are the very first person that actually gets me to talk about this, in a real life project. Usually, the loading state is what stays in there, but this piece that you and I just did, that's the that's the actual proper way of testing, that there's a loading happening. Do you have any questions for me? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, my friend. All right. So you're gonna do the base component. Just do a base component for spinner. I think you could do a bind visibility so you can show it and hide it, something like that. But in our
Uh-huh.
case, we just want to show it and we're gonna hide it through the state, so that should be fine. And for the people watching us, I hope you found this fun. We always Stanislav and I always have to debug something. I think
That's
I
true.
think that's okay. We always get stuck with something and then we
Uh,
have to debug it. That just tells you we're not preparing for nothing. Like I just, came in and I said, "Hey, we're gonna build software today with this, really really nice guy, all the way over there in Europe." And here we are. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, as usual, please feel free to drop a comment, your questions in the comment section. I'll try to answer them as soon and as fast as possible. And Stanislav, do you wanna hang out tomorrow and finish this?
yeah, for sure,
Or
for sure.
is
Let's
this
go.
fun?
Yeah.
Is this fun? Okay, all right, awesome. All right, and I'll see you guys in another video. Take care. Thank you, Stanislav. Thank you for hanging out.
Bye.
You are
Hey.
awesome. Take care. Take care.